I've got some hockey scrimmages going on with the buds a little bit later. It's in about half an hour, so I'm probably going to try to get through this video really quickly here. But when you watch hockey, ultimately you watch it for entertainment value, right? I know for the most part people that watch these videos, they're Canucks fans, and Canucks fans want to see the team win because seeing the Canucks win makes you happy and that's entertaining. But no, we're not gonna see them win. And I know, kinda yesterday we did the entire ha 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 Joker laugh where I sounded like one of those Halloween animatronics, but like, this time around, it's tough to do that. The Vancouver Canucks have lost yet another game. They've blown yet another multi-goal lead. However, this result does not come in regulation, it comes in overtime. But I guess the same sentiment reigns true that the Vancouver Canucks have done it again. They did it again! I can't believe it! They've blown 4 straight multi-goal leads to lose their first 4 games of the regular season. And they looked so bad when it happened in the prior games. This game, though, honestly, between Vancouver and Columbus, 2 0-3 teams heading into this game, this was a really entertaining game. And it's part of the reason why I can't even go all sicko mode on the microphone right here, because that was just a good game. Like, my goodness, I have Bo on my fantasy team, I've got Gaudreau on my fantasy team. Seeing these guys rack up points and goals was really great for my matchup this weekend, and ultimately there were some very hype moments, there were some really good saves, there were some big flubs by both sides. This was an entertaining hockey game, and it even registered everywhere else. I mean, John Shorthouse was like, yeah, this is intense. It's never usually this intense 4 games into the season, but for Vancouver, a team where their pursuit, you know, they had unfinished business, this was supposed to be the year that they really take the step forward. They blow a 4th straight multi-goal game. It was 2-0, and they lost 4-3 in overtime. And I guess you could go out there and single out individual plays. Hey, JT Miller in overtime looked really tired after like 2 shifts. You had Höglander, who I think didn't play a good game. You had other players who couldn't corral the puck properly after really good scoring opportunities to try and pounce on rebounds. Cough, cough, Niels Höglander. There were some Canucks that looked really good. Elias Pettersson, absolute beauty. He hit a few posts. He could have gone out there and ended this game had the tides of life just shifted a very tad bit to the side. Spencer Martin, I thought, with all things considered, he played well. All the goals that he allowed were not really goals that were too bad. I mean, one of them, the puck bounced up in the air off the skate of another guy and it was baseballed in. The second one was a cross crease where he was kind of committing to the shot and it was not really intended to be a pass, but it was, so I could give Martin the benefit of the doubt there. The third goal, Johnny Gaudreau, it's a wraparound. Martin, admittedly, he makes a mistake. That was a rookie mistake by committing to Johnny Gaudreau on the short side shot where Gaudreau sees that he's like, okay, well, the goalie committed, I'm just going to wrap it around and go far side, and yeah, it worked. And then the overtime, I mean, the guy ended up stopping a 3-on-0 earlier in overtime, or he didn't stop it, but Werenski shot it wide. Let's just say he was able to get in the way of that becoming a goal. So, getting a cross crease from Gavrikov, obviously I'm not going to go out there and blame the goalie. But either way, even though the Canucks still blew a multi-goal game, it's tough to really get pissed off with how they played towards the end, because you really saw that even though it was tied 3-3, the last 10 minutes saw the Canucks be super desperate in a way that we haven't seen in such a long time. I can't recall any part of the Oilers game or the Flyers game or the Capitals game where the Canucks played with that much ambition. They were that eager to try and force a goal just through sheer power of will. They had a power play towards the end of the third period. Gustav Nyquist went off for goalie interference, which was kind of funny because of what happened earlier in the game, but still, 5 shots on a power play towards the end. Miller one-timers, PD one-timers, they're just going balls to the wall, and it almost worked. Elvis Merzlikins, man. He just goes out there and he has the Canucks number. Starting out the scoring, though, when you take a look at the goals that were scored, I mean, they did score 3, which is nice to see, but at the same time, you don't want to see them choking away a 2-0 lead. But I guess there are a little bit of baby steps that could be overcome because they blew a whole bunch of other leads in the prior games. They blew a 2-goal lead in every single game of the season so far. And now that I say that, that makes it sound even crazier. But either way, the first goal of the game, it's a shorthanded goal. Very nice. There were 2 shorthanded rushes on this power play opportunity for Columbus. The first one was, I believe it was Mikheyev and Miller, where that one eventually gets stopped up. The second one, it's Petey and Horvat. Petey goes cross-crease to Bo. He one-times it by Elvis Merzlikins, and it's a beautiful goal. Very nice, especially as a shorthanded offensive chance there. We had said a few videos ago that, hey, Jason Dickinson is helping out the Blackhawks get multiple shorthanded opportunities and goals. The Canucks could use some of that. And then guess what? They get one themselves. So thank you, Bo Horvat, for that. And the Canucks have a 1-0 lead because of it. Give it a few more minutes, and hey, Elias Pettersson, he has an assist already, he gets a goal. It's a shot by Podkolzin that deflects off the backboards out to the opposite side, and Petey is right there. He reads the play beautifully and puts the Canucks up 2-0 with 8:49 to go in the first period. You then had yourselves a fight. It was nice to see Luke Shen and Olivier get into their second fight of both of their careers. The second period comes out, and you have yourselves a few opportunities that are thwarted away by Spencer Martin. Brock Besser had himself a really nice opportunity where he dangled by 2 Blue Jackets defenders and tried to go backhand on Merzlikins. You also had yourselves the Kuzmenko-Miller give-and-go play, where Miller threw it to Kuzmenko. Kuzmenko dragged in weight, threw it back over to Miller, who took the one-time shot, but it was saved by Merzlikins. Martin honestly looked so good up to this point in the game, stopping up a Cole Sillinger 2-on-1 shooting opportunity, but eventually everything gets spoiled because Justin Danforth scores by tipping a strange puck that bounces off a Gavrikov's skate in mid-air. It's not even really a play that's worth talking about, but I mean, it's a greasy garbage goal. It's 2-1. And a lot of Canucks fans, myself included, were saying, okay, well, we're going to see this happen again. The team is going to lose again. By that time, the goal was scored. I was like, yeah, I would honestly put some money on the Blue Jackets right here. Put them on the money line, even though I know they've got the negative odds. They are going to win this game. Maybe that's why I'm not really all too pissed off about it either, because I'm like, yeah, no, they were going to win. Ever since that Danforth goal, I was kind of feeling it that they were going to win. Even when the game got super intense and Vancouver bounced back and they scored another goal to take the lead again, I was like, yeah, Columbus is still going to win, dude. Bo Horvat gets himself his second goal of the game as, I believe it was Tucker Poolman who throws it on goal. It gets tipped by Brock, and then it bounces off of Bo's shin pads and in, and then, as we said, Johnny Gaudreau scores the 3-3 tying goal, and then overtime comes around. We see Pettersson go off the post, we see the Columbus 3-0, we see Miller playing absolutely lazily. I really did not like Miller's game, dude. I really didn't. I know he was pretty good on the power play and he had some points, but oh my gosh, what a bad showcase in overtime, I feel, from the guy who's making $8 million a season starting next year. So yeah, the Canucks, they lost. It's another multi-goal game where they blow the lead. I don't know if I'm, like, losing any entertainment value here because we're just making the same video over and over and over again, but I don't know, it's tough to be pissed off about it anymore. I just kind of accepted it as reality. This team, ay. Hopefully we can see the last 10 minutes of Canucks versus Columbus next time for the rest of the season. If they play the rest of the year like they had played the last 10 minutes of Canucks versus Columbus, then that's kind of golden. They're probably going to force some more goals through sheer power of will that way, but it doesn't happen here. Vancouver loses 4-3 in overtime. I gotta get going because I got scrimmages to go to. It starts in about 17 minutes, so I'm gonna be late. Gosh darn you, Vancouver Canucks, for going to overtime and delaying my schedule. But I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.